Hey everyone, it's Thursday, October 12th, and I have some shocking sale prices to share with you today for the areas of Vancouver and also out in Surrey for houses and also condos. Some houses are still going over asking price, but some are going hundreds of thousands of dollars below the assessment value. So we want to dive in today and actually see what's going on with all of these different homes and condos. And we are seeing the effects of the rate holds expiring in the last 2 to 3 weeks. For people that had a rate hold around 5%, they are now expiring, and that has pushed some of these houses to go over asking price with people that want to lock into that 5% rate, because in the next few weeks, most people are going to be having to get approved at 6.2, 6.4% versus 5%, which was happening over the summertime. So a huge swing in terms of momentum, I think, going forward. As I've been saying the last few months, wait till November, December, when it's dark and depressing and the rate holds are gone, and that's when you'll be able to get a really good deal. But I'm already seeing a couple good deals, which I'll share with you today. But overall, in general, what I'm seeing is that sale prices are actually very close to assessment values for this year, which is basically what the prices were selling for in July of 2022. So not much downside yet for a majority of condos and townhomes. A few good deals for detached homes out in Surrey, which I'll share with you today. But in general, not much negotiating power I've seen as of yet, but that probably will change dramatically over the next 2 to 3 weeks as these rate holds expire. So I want to let you know what's going on, and let's start with Vancouver, then we'll head out to Surrey. Starting with a multiple offer situation here. This house is on East 4th Avenue. Built in 1928. It's a 5-bedroom house. It also has a 2-bedroom basement suite. So that's probably a big reason why a couple families bid on this to have a mortgage helper. However, anyways, it sold on September 27th. The assessment value on this house was $2,055,000. Nicely renovated, asking 1.998. However, it sold for $2,115,000. So at least about 60,000 over the assessment value and over 100,000 over the asking price. So evidently a few offers were put on the table for this property, and it's quite something. If you look at the pictures, like the outside of the house doesn't look very special, and it's built in 1928, and people are bidding 100,000 over asking price. So this is evidently a couple families that had locked in rates, probably around 5%, and they needed to make a move. And this was the one with the rental suite, which probably put them over the edge to outbid the other party by $50,000. So everyone thinks the prices are dropping rapidly. Well, they're not in all areas, specifically in East Vancouver here. Also, another one, East Vancouver, Hastings Sunrise at 2886 Trinity Street, sold on October 3rd. It was built in 2022, brand new house, 3,100 square feet, with a 2-bedroom suite. Assessment value 2.748, and they were asking 3.198, and it sold above 50,000 over above for a luxury brand new house for $3.25 million. So a lot of there's not a ton of sales happening, but the buyers that are out there, they're in a pinch to lock into those rates that they probably got from the bank back in July, and people are making a move. But once these people have made a move, which they most likely already have, it's going to get very quiet going forward up until Christmas, until we see some pressure on the Bank of Canada to reduce the rate probably by next spring, maybe even sooner, depending on how severe this recession happens. We won't have clarity on this recession until we have the data figures on the GDP by end of November, early December, but it's all in likelihood that we are technically going to be in a recession within a few months here. So that will be fuel for the fire to cut the rates by next year and to increase momentum for the economy and get the housing market back on track as the government wants it to do probably. Anyways, the next one, East Vancouver, 1761 Gravelly Street, built in 1920 again. So a lot of buyers in Vancouver don't mind the older homes as long as they're nicely renovated. Standard. Actually, no, this is a 5,000 square foot lot. The one before was a 4,000 square foot lot. So this one is 7 bedrooms. Assessment 2.546. It was asking 2.498, and it sold September 24th for 2.330. So 200, roughly more than 200,000 under the assessment value. So this is a good deal for someone that picked this up. It was 12 days on the market. And so this is one of the deals that is happening. But a majority of the houses in Vancouver, you're not seeing many deals like that. We're getting a couple 100,000 below. But in the next few weeks here, I expect more of those sales to be happening. And then turning over to the condos, let's see what's going on in Vancouver condo situations for sale prices. This is down here in Yaletown, higher level unit overlooking Falls Creek. Unit 1505, 1483 Homer Street, built in 2003, 2-bedroom condo, 1,320 square feet. Assessment value 2.32 million, and it was asking 2.398, and it sold for 2.308 on October 3rd. So selling not a full 100,000 below assessment value, but you're getting a good deal. This is obviously a higher price bracket for a condo, but just showing you that prices are coming down for luxury condos in Vancouver. Also, just a 1-bed condo in Tinseltown. I think this one's a good deal. 1803 550 Taylor Street, 541 square feet. Assessment value 587, asking 568. It sold September 26th for $550,000. So you're gaining a price per square foot of about 1,016 a square foot. And if you look at all the brand new pre-sale condos downtown Vancouver, they're reaching 2,000, 2,500 a square foot. It's going to be very difficult in the future to get any condo below 1,500 a square foot. So this is a very good deal, $550,000 for a 1-bed condo built in 2005 down in Tinseltown. Another one, let's move over the bridge to North Vancouver. Let's have a sale price there. This is in Lynn Valley. A nice newer condo built in 2020, unit 305, 2663 Library Lane, 2-bed, 2-bath, 1021 square feet, assessment value 996. It was asking 988, and it sold September 26th for 975, 25,000 below assessment, so a decent deal. And it's coming in at 954 square foot, so anything under 1,000 is pretty darn good these days. And now let's head out to Surrey and look at some sale prices for detached homes out there. This one is out in Cloverdale, 18105 59A Avenue. This house is built in 1974, 4-bed, 3-bath, on an 8,100 square foot lot, so really good sized property. Assessment value on this is 1.347. They were asking 1.399, and it sold for $1.4 million on October 5th. So older home, but nicely renovated, and coming up above assessment value. So this was a really good deal. You have to be careful of what you're looking for out there right now. You don't want to overpay, but 8,100 square foot property, that's going to be good for the future. And then also in South Surrey, Ocean Park Road, this is a rancher built in 1991, 3-bed, 2-bathroom on a 7,100 square foot lot. It was on the market for 80 days. So let's see what happens with what the seller will do after 80 days in the market. Will they give in and give a good price, or they will hold firm? Well, they were asking the assessment was $1.689 million. They were asking 1.798, and it sold for 1.735. So they didn't really back down too much because they still sold above the assessment value and roughly 60,000 below the asking price after 80 days. So they didn't even come down 100,000, being on the market for a couple months there. So that kind of goes to show you that there's a lot of sellers that are still quite firm on their price. But as we go further deep into the fall, we'll probably see prices come down a little further, but probably not as much as people are thinking. 8611 141 B Street in Surrey. This is the best deal for a house that I've seen today. 3-bed, 3-bath, 7,600 square foot lot in Bear Creek, 1,900 square foot house. Assessment value is 1.550, asking 1.325, and it sold 1.310. So over 200,000 under the assessment value for a 7,600 square foot property in Surrey, which is incredible value. And maybe we'll see a few deals like this fall, but don't expect to find every house selling 200,000 below the asking price or below the assessment value. And then moving on to some townhomes, condos. There was just a 2-bed townhome out in Cloverdale the other day, 85760 174 Street, built in 1989, 2-bedroom, 1,300 square feet. and it was asking, or the assessment was 600,000. It was asking 616,000, and it sold September 21st for $635,000. So this is obviously a price bracket which a lot of people can afford still, and they want to get into the market. So the mid 500,000 to $1 million, not everything is going below assessment. This one evidently is 35,000 above the 2022 assessment price, which when it was last appraised of July 2022. And let's see where it goes from there. But yeah, still strong prices for townhomes out in Surrey. And another one, Clayton, unit 25, 19828 69th Avenue, built in 2003, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,465 square feet. Assessment value 758, and it was asking 768, and sold for 764. So 6,000 above the 2022 assessment value. We're technically 2023 assessment value, but it was last appraised as of July 2022. So sale prices really aren't dropping for townhomes out in Surrey, evidently, as we look at this right now. And then looking at a 2-bed condo in Queen Mary area, on this kind of on the border of North Delta, Newton, 101-8068 120 A Street, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, built in 1995, corner unit, ground floor, 1,154 square feet. They're really good sized condos actually in this area of West Surrey. And the assessment value on this is 581. It was asking 599. It sold for 574. So someone came in and offered roughly 25,000 below, and they got accepted. And they got it 7,000 below the assessment value, but nothing crazy. You're not going to get a condo or a townhome 50,000 below the assessment value in general right now. It might go down a little more coming into November here, but inventory is relatively low, and yeah, we're just under $1 million. You're not really seeing crazy deals, but for the homes, like I mentioned, that one house selling for 200,000 below in Surrey, there's definitely going to be deals out there for detached homes over 1.3 to $2 million, and evidently above 2 million as well. So just want to give you kind of a snapshot of Vancouver, Surrey sale prices for the last month. And yeah, I'm going to try to do more videos like this in the coming weeks ahead and try to give you more in-depth look at sale prices in other areas like Squamish, Whistler, Tsawwassen, Ladner, Maple Ridge, Langley, Coquitlam, Burnaby. I only have so much time in this one video to share, but I thought that was a good snapshot for today of Vancouver and Surrey. And if you have a specific neighborhood within these cities, please feel free to reach out, drop a comment in my video here, and I'll be happy to go in depth into some neighborhoods for you if you want to know what the sales are in your local neighborhood. So if you enjoyed the video today, smash the like button down below and subscribe if you haven't done already, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks and have a great day.